talk about the Dallas Mavericks because a lot has changed since they have traded Luka to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis and Max Christie. This is more so focused on the Dallas Mavericks side of things and the Los Angeles Lakers side of things, but I will say this about Luka. He came out last night. He did have some good moments. The jump shot was not there. He's rusty. He has not played a game since Christmas Day. So if you're a Lakers fan, he will get better. Trust me. Now for the Mavericks are in a tough spot because as I record this video right now, they are the 8th seed in the Western Conference. And the Western Conference, man, it's tough. You got the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Los Angeles Clippers, Houston Rockets, Los Angeles Lakers, Denver Nuggets, Memphis Grizzlies, and you also have the Oklahoma City Thunder. When I look at the debut for Anthony Davis and Max Christie, in the first half, it was phenomenal. Anthony Davis had a lot of passion in that matchup. He said that he was going to restore the feeling with the Dallas Mavericks, and he wanted the fan base to know that everything was going to be okay. And he went out and he balled out against the Houston Rockets. He had 26 points, 7 assists, 16 rebounds, and he had 3 blocks. They had the most blocks in a game in franchise history against the Rockets. And the Rockets are a top-tier team in the NBA. They defeated them 116-105. The problem was this. In the second half, Anthony Davis got injured. And you had Nico, the general manager for the Dallas Mavericks, come out and basically say, you know what, we wanted more defense. We wanted a healthy player. You heard all the behind-the-scenes reports about them trading Luka because he wasn't 100% sold on the game. He didn't always work hard. He'll take time off on defense, and he wasn't the healthiest player. So essentially, you trade Luka, who got you to a Western Conference Finals, who got you to the NBA Finals last year, for Anthony Davis, who has always had injury problems in his career, dating back to his rookie season with the Pelicans. So when I look at the trade right now, and even then, it still doesn't make any sense. The Mavericks went out there and they traded their franchise player, Luka, for Anthony Davis, a man that's a tremendous basketball player in his own right when he's 100% healthy. And this is a nightmare for the Maverick fan base because Anthony Davis was already injured when they traded for him. And the same with Luka. He was dealing with an injury. But Luka has not dealt with as many injuries in his young career as Anthony Davis has. Anthony Davis is on the wrong side of 30. Luka is still in his 20s. This is a man that's in his mid-20s right now. And he was easily the best player on the Mavericks. I have never seen Anthony Davis be the best player on his team and win a championship. LeBron James was still the best player in that bubble against the Miami Heat. That's why he won Finals MVP. Anthony Davis had a phenomenal run in the bubble. But I have seen Luka go out there, be the best player, and be the sole reason to why the team went to the conference finals and why they went to the NBA finals. So that's why Dallas Mavericks fans are saying fire Nico. And this is why you see signs like this outside the arena. They want Nico gone, but it's more than just Nico. Mark Cuban essentially sold the team, not all of it, because he is still able to go out there and make certain decisions. He still has his seat in the Mavericks arena. But you have a brand new governor right now. And that governor is Patrick Dumont. Patrick Dumont basically went out there and told Nico, hey, you know what? I support your decision. You made the right move. We've seen players in the past have 100% in the game. He was talking about Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal. And I look at Patrick Dumont, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Because even though Luka may have been out of shape, he's dealing with knee injuries, he still was one of the best players in the NBA on a yearly basis. And he wasn't dealing with the injuries that Anthony Davis is dealing with. It seems like the ownership is tone deaf. And it brings me over into this point because I'll get back into the roster and what the Mavericks are going to look like in the future because their season is not 100% over if Anthony Davis can return sooner than later. I look at this right here. You see these two gentlemen, green sign, fire Nico. Nico is a general manager with the Mavericks. He's the man that's sent in the trade to the Lakers. Right before they held up these signs, it was karaoke night. They rarely showed the fans on the big screen all game long. So they showed this guy. He comes over, he's singing the song, then he mouths fire Nico. They asked these two gentlemen to leave. They did not throw trash at the players. They did not bother anyone else. They just had signs saying fire Nico. Now, you guys may disagree with this. That's a weak ass move from an organization. You knew how this fan base was going to be. If they can't express themselves at the game in a peaceful way, it's no point in going. especially with you losing basketball games in the future, because it's going to be hard for you to contend in the Western Conference because Daniel Gafford, your starting center, he is also out with a knee injury over the next few weeks, and the same with Anthony Davis. Those same Maverick fans that are upset right now are the same fans that showed up last year when they went to the finals. They're the same fans that showed up to the Western Conference Finals. They're the same Maverick fans that was there when Yogi Ferrell was a starting guard with the Dallas Mavericks. Let's not forget that. It was some dark days with the Mavericks before they landed Luka coming over to Dallas when they made the trade to get him from the Atlanta Hawks when the Hawks wanted Trae Young. So when I look at that situation, to just ask those gentlemen to leave and escort them out, that's not a good move. They were not throwing any trash. They were not going out there saying any racist terms. And I know behind the scenes, there's a lot of people on social media. Most people on social media, they're trolls. They're not going to go up to Nico in his face. For majority of the people, they're not going to call him racial terms. But if they say fire Nico, let them get it out their system. It was a bad PR move when he came out next to Jason Kidd and he's joking and he's saying, hey, I didn't tell J Kidd that we were going to go out there and we're going to trade Luka. But you know what? He knows now. That wasn't a good move then. And it's not a good move that your governor is coming out to Texas News and he's saying, you know what? I back him. He made the right decision. When you know that the fan base, they love that man. And you have a lot of fans right now, they don't even want to show up to the games anymore unless they're protesting. And when I look at the rest of the Mavericks roster, it's not horrible. If they're fully healthy, they can contend in the Western Conference, but they can't do this long term. Because Kyrie Irving, over 30 years old. Klay Thompson, over 30 years old. PJ Washington, he's a young player, but he's not going to be a top 2 or top 3 player on your roster. Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington, they're very good pieces, but both of those guys right now, they're injured. And Anthony Davis is hurt. So your 3 starting bigs in your wing, they're all out right now. And Dante Exum, he's out also. So you have Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Max Christie going out there and trying to win you basketball games with Najee Marshall. When the Mavericks are fully healthy, they can go out there and they can play great defense. But who is going to be the closer? You have Klay Thompson, yes, but he's not the same guy that he once was. That's why the Warriors were really trying to go out there and say, you know what? We're not going to give you a big money deal. You could take a pay cut to stay. But if you don't, you could walk elsewhere. That's why he's with the Dallas Mavericks now. And it's not me saying that Klay Thompson is a bad player because he looked very good against the Houston Rockets. I look at Kyrie Irving. He's dealing with a back injury right now, and he's playing through that back injury. He can still go out there and get you 20 and 30 points any given night. But Luka gave you so much more. Even though your defense took a major hit with him on the court, he could easily give you 35 to 40 points when you needed it the most. And Anthony Davis is a great player, but I understand the outrage with the fan base. And I look at this ownership now, the governor, Patrick Dumont. This is a man that's from Vegas. He doesn't care about the fan base. He cares about winning to a certain extent. He wants to legalize sports betting in Texas. That's the biggest picture right now besides him trading Luka. He has been throwing so much money at the politicians. Get this passed over. Get this passed over. Talking to Governor Greg Abbott, trying to get that bill passed so you could fully just have a betting casino and a new arena with the Mavericks. That is what they want. Don't believe me? Patrick Dumont is from Vegas. He has a casino and a resort there. When you see owners come from Vegas now and they come to the sports world, they want one thing to be legalized everywhere in America and really across the world. Sports betting. You can't watch an NBA game. You can't watch an NFL game without it. And the Mavericks have been looking for a new arena for quite some time. So if they can get that financial backing from the state of Texas and they can go out there and legalize sports betting, they will have a new arena, possibly with a casino and a resort on the other side, mixed in with a basketball court right there. So you can get 3 in 1. And I know that a lot of Maverick fans are looking at it from this standpoint. They may move the team to Vegas. It's a chance that they can, but at the same time, Texas loves their teams, especially Dallas. You see it with the Cowboy fans. You see it with the Maverick fans. I don't think that they will. But the backlash that the Mavericks have faced over the last 2 weeks, I have not seen anything like this in a very long time. You can go back to the 80s or to the 90s. I can't remember then. I wasn't born then. But I can look back and I can say that this is going to go down as one of the most controversial trades in NBA history. The Mavericks, if Anthony Davis can come back and he can be fully healthy, and that's the biggest if, they should be a top 5 seed in the Western Conference. And Anthony Davis was dealing with an injury before the season even started. he was dealing with a foot injury all summer long. And you saw him at certain points of times with the Lakers. He will have a big game or a big stretch here. And next thing you know, he'll fall off a cliff because he was dealing with that foot injury. And he is still dealing with that injury right now. Amazing basketball player. I'm not going to take anything from him. But the injuries, they're stacking up with the Mavericks. But it's two sides of this coin. Luka was already dealing with his injury. And I look at the training staff with the Mavericks. When I look at Daniel Gafford, he's dealing with his knee injury right now. It was just a simple pick play. The defender ran into his knee. That's just a freak play. But I look at PJ Washington, Kyrie Irving, now Anthony Davis. All these players are getting injured. I'm looking at the training staff kind of funny right now because you weren't dealing with these injuries the last 2 years. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you feel about the Dallas Mavericks and can they still contend in the Western Conference? And they have the Golden State Warriors and the Sacramento Kings right beneath them. So they can easily fall out of the playoff conversation within the next couple of weeks. They have an all-star break that's coming up. Hopefully Anthony Davis can return. The same with Daniel Gafford. But if they can't get these injuries under control, it's going to get nasty for the Dallas Mavericks. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for the video, guys. God bless. Peace.